with this whole thing with the riots in the Middle East and this Chris Stevens deal in the embassy. You think about this. I mean, think really hard about this thing. No Marines were ever showed up in the pictures. They put some little fake operation in there about some Navy SEAL, which was not even factual or accurate at all. They never mentioned one word about the Marines that were supposedly in the breaking story news. 2 Marines were with Chris Stevens. There wasn't no Navy SEAL with Chris Stevens. It was 2 Marines. But yet there was no Marines shown in the bodies, in the vehicles. They didn't show any Marines in the embassy. And yet there's 50 Marines assigned to that embassy. And yet, out of 50 Marines assigned to an embassy, especially in Libya, I guarantee you there was more than that in Libya for what has happened over the last 24 months over in Libya with Gaddafi and everything else. With all the problems going on in there, they fortified that embassy. That embassy was fortified. They probably had 200 to 250 men in that embassy that were military trained, special force style type Marines and whatever else over there. And yet that place was hit. And this Chris Stevens leaves the most fortified position there is in the embassy in all of that whole region and that whole area. He leaves it all of a sudden. Why did he leave it? It was all staged. Nothing is what it seems. I'll tell you why he left it. Do you want to know why he left it? Why would you run away from a building, inside a building, if it was the most fortified position there was? I'll tell you why. Because the word got out with a leak and said there were some insiders with explosive devices that were inside the embassy and they were set to go off, and the word got out and he made a dash to get out of there. The attack did not come from within, it came from within. Not from without, but it came from within. And that's why he was fleeing out of the embassy. That's number one. Number two, where's all the Marines? Where's all the guard of the embassy there, of the most fortified embassy that was going on, was over in Libya at the time? Where are they all gone to? Where's all the pictures of dead bodies? Where are they all at? Where's the dead bodies of all these Marines? Where are the 2 dead bodies of the Marines that were with this Chris Stevens guy? The White House and the State Department has failed to produce any pictures whatsoever into this thing. Sounds to me like it was the false flag. Sounds to me like it was a major cover-up. Sounds to me, if the demolitions experts go in there, which I've studied and been involved in that you would see that that building was struck from within and not from without. And out of all the rampaging they said that was going on outside, there's only 1 bullet hole in the outside of the embassy on one part of the wall? No, that doesn't make sense. 1 bullet. Come on. Have you ever seen an embassy struck from without, from a bunch of terrorists, Muslims? That place was half wiped out on the outside of the building. Massive bullet holes and rocket launchers hitting the outside of the building and everything you can imagine. Molotov cocktails, burns, everything. No. All of it was from without, that came from within, that went back out, but it was not an attack from the outside source. I guarantee you that's being covered up in the news.